What's good, YouTube, man? Back again with another video, man. As y'all can see, we about to react to the top every male canon event, and yeah, bruh. You know, canon events happen a lot, especially for a male, and some of them it's gonna be a gut feeling that you can't forget for the rest of your life. So if you see yourself in any of these predicaments that we about to watch, then hey, just know that you're gonna have that feeling for the rest of your life, man. But hey, if you never got into none of this, try to avoid try to avoid it as best as you can. Some of them is inevitable, but hey, you gotta do as a male, man. But hey, let's get into this video.
Male canon events. First up, fumbling a 10 out of 10. You know, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the worst ones in my opinion. Reason why we've all been through this. There's always been that
Facts.
one girl that you thought you had in the bag. I mean, she was fine, beautiful, gorgeous. I mean, in your mind, she goes band for band with SZA and Lotto and Ruby Rose. Like, you feel me? And for some wild reason, you think you actually have a chance with that girl. And you try to get her, and you're doing good, and then randomly one day she just goes. And for the rest of that week, you're just contemplating, scrolling through your text, looking at what you could possibly have done wrong. Thinking maybe she forgot about the text, maybe you said a weird joke, or just something random. Just whatever your brain can imagine for her to actually ghost you, because of course it's not just you. Well, nigga, hate to break it to you, she likes a guy and it's not you. Game is game. And the worst part about it is that oftentimes the next week she ends up hard launching with her new man. And when you see him, it's somebody you don't even think is bad.
Would be worse with that, bro. Like once you fumble, boom, then y'all start talking all that down. After a while, bro, they gonna see you in person, bro. Then they gonna try to spin back to get with you, bro. They gonna text you like, "You look good, this and that, da da da." That's how it always be, bro. Don't fall for the trap, bro. Don't fall for the trap.
Than you. Well, brother, hate to break it to you, but he is. And then when they eventually break up, you're gonna be right back on her feet, begging for her to take you back. But before that, you will go through
Begging is
I
crazy.
hate that phase. After every man goes through a heartbreak, they always hate the girl for a little bit. It's inevitable, bro. Every single bad thing that you've noticed and garnered about her in the past couple of years, it just kind of comes flowing back into your brain in one rushing, angry moment until it eventually boils over and you realize you don't really hate her. You're just sad that she's gone. But you still go through the phase, though. Then you get sad and you're a little bit depressed and you're wondering why it didn't work out. Maybe you'll never find love again. Maybe something else won't happen. I don't know. You just stress. But usually you end up doing all of this stressing late at night, which leads you to the third male canon event, 3 a.m. motivational workout. I can speak for all of us. We've all been through. Whether it was a breakup or a heartbreak, or maybe you just
Wow,
realized
this man right here, that be hit like a wall. Why you be up? Then you scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or wherever you scroll on, and then they be like, motivational, like you said, he be like, man, I'm about to wake up early tomorrow. I'm about to go work out. Soon as that alarm hit, niggas ain't getting up. All that shit go out the window. It take a real dedicated person to really stick to that. You feel me? And not a lot of people do it. They just be in the moment. All right, like say they broke, like their girl cheated on my son. I mean, a girl getting like when you getting cheated on by a girl, like people really get up and do stuff. But like talking about just like motivating you to get up and work out or something like that, it be sounding good in the moment until you go to sleep. When that alarm come, be over with.
a bump. You went through that phase where you thought at 3 a.m. in the morning you was gonna change the world. You started doing push-ups, started watching David Goggins videos, and you're up all night feeling motivated.
Fact.
You're thinking that you're finna rule the world. You're finna be the most swole, chiseled, drizzled, gizzled, diggled, fadiddled, top tier man that you can be. And then you wake up after you pass out on the floor from doing all of them push-ups. Look at your surroundings, realize your room is still dirty, and then eventually come to the realization that you'll never be that guy. But you know something else that can send you into this motivational arc? Canon event number 4, going bold. I promise you, every single person watching this video has gone through this phase, and most of the time it's because of your dad. Brother, I am gonna tell you
Not
right now,
going
the
ball, but
first
getting
5
that
years
all
of my
around
life,
Caesar.
I had to be completely butt naked Michael Jordan bald, because when my dad was
Damn.
28 he stopped growing hair, and ever since that day he decided that he didn't want me to grow hair either, and it was the most aggravating thing of my life. And
I'm glad
I'm
my pops
sure
ain't
every
made me
single one of
do
y'all
that.
went through that
Going
same thing. And the
ball
worst
is
part about it is
crazy.
that after he allowed me to have hair, he only allowed my hair to get to a certain length, which is known as the bald phase, which most of us have gone through, especially black children. And the worst part about this is that back then, when I was growing up, the mohawk was very popular. It was during the LaMelo, Odell mohawk phase, and everybody and their mother wanted a
Damn,
mohawk.
you
And
had a
I
ball.
wanted that
Damn, you
so
was a
bad, but
teenager with a
no, I
bald
couldn't
head.
get it because my dad said, and I quote, if you get a mohawk, you have to walk around naked everywhere because the mohawk tribe did. Yeah, I don't know why that nigga said that. That was some fucked up shit. But basically, he was just trying to get me to be bald like him. So, hey, yeah, I guess it kind of worked. For a little bit. Now we got these. But something
Oh,
else that
nah,
dads
my stuff
often
was
made us
crashing.
do was help them around the house. And one thing that I know for sure that we all went through was our dads getting mad at us when we didn't hand them their tools fast enough. My brother in Christ, I have almost been shot, almost lost my life. Heck, I
Nah,
thought
I
I
can't
had
speak
AIDS
on
in
this
fifth
one.
grade. But I have never been more scared in my life than when I used to help my dad do work around the crib. Because for some reason, dads just have a big fascination with doing mechanical work around the house. And while they're actively doing this act of stupidity, most likely messing up the whole house, they decide to exert their frustrations on their kid that they told them to help. And my brother in Christ, I know every single person watching this video can relate. If you didn't hand your dad that tool as soon as he asked you to, or if you moved a tiny little bit when he asked you to shine the flashlight somewhere, the amount of anger and rage that man will exert onto your body would be scarier than meeting a polar bear in the Arctic who hasn't eaten for weeks. And honestly, I've experienced a lot of trauma from doing stuff like this. Like, the amount of trauma I've gone through from just holding tools is probably equivalent to the slaves back in olden times. But after this,
Sheesh,
as a
brother.
kid, you know, you can get pretty traumatized, scared, but also angry from what your father did. So angry that you even think about potentially fighting him. It would also be the worst mistake you ever made in your life because he will beat your ass. Every single man in his life has
Yeah, I
thought
don't know,
about
nigga, why I
fighting
need
his
to try
dad.
they
I say
father
fighting
shit.
for a reason
Be
because you
putting
will
belt
never be. I
tag.
don't know what it is
Unless you got a
about
small dad.
fathers, but
Feel
like
me?
they will
But
never lose to their son. Period.
yeah,
Especially if it's fist. Like, you could be 6'5", 280. Matter of fact, you made John Jones call you his pappy. But as soon as you run into your 5'9" father, he will beat the living breaks out of
they
you.
be
And
putting
even though
belt
we all
tag.
wanted to fight our father, we none of us have actually did it because we knew the reality of that. I actually almost did it one time, and there's a reason why I said almost, because I realized very soon that I would get my ass absolutely blasted. And I love my life way too much to ever do that to myself. Once you realize that you can't possibly beat your father, you go from fight to flight. Which leads me to thing number 6, running away. Every man has thought about running away from home. Brother, I cannot.
Boy, that'd be the running away from home, boy. After you got a fire ass whooping, boy. You in that bed, you go in that room, close the door, start talking under your breath, packing up clothes, pack your little favorite toy, talking about I'm about to run away. Then all of a sudden you fall asleep. Mama come in the room, start apologizing, say I ain't you made me whoop you and stuff like that. Then be like the food done. Then you be like, dang, I ain't really running away. I'm staying here for real. That should be funny.
Explain to you how many times I thought about running away as a kid. The crazy part about it is I live in a 2-parent household, suburban home, live in Nashville, Tennessee, a predominantly white city. I live in the suburbs of the suburbs. You will see white people walking their dogs and kids playing in the street. I live a good life. I had a good childhood. I even went to private school. But for some reason, whenever my mom pissed me off or my dad did something I didn't want to like, I always thought about getting a big ass stick, a little red piece of cloth, tying it together, and putting all of the important stuff in my life, like the PS4, in the sack, and walking right out. I feel like this is a canon event, not just for guys. I feel like it's everybody. We as men are the ones who are actually the closest to doing it. Because I'm not gonna lie, one time I literally started packing my bags because my mom pissed me off so much. And I was almost done doing it. I was so close to committing. And then I realized how badly my mom would beat my ass if I actually ran away, so I just stayed. And that's what usually happens, because it's never worth the beating, because they will find you. But usually that type of stuff would happen when you get grounded. And something else you would do when you're grounded is thing number 7, reading a Diary of Wimpy Kid book. I don't know why we all
Pete.
did this, but we all read that book in our floor whenever our parents took away our phones or our PS4s or whatever. Like, it was just canon event to the fullest. And if you wasn't a guy, if you was a girl,
Or if you know, you know, boy. Like when my mama go to work and I be punished, I know her schedule like the back of my hand. So soon as she leave, go on my ass right outside. Then, shoot, by the time she come back, I'm already back in the house. But sometimes she used to catch me, boy. I see her car right down the street. I take off running. Get to the house, she wouldn't even know I was outside. I ain't have a phone. I couldn't play the game. Couldn't do nothing. I couldn't even go outside. But soon as she go to work, I was going my outside. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't about to stay in the house. And my grandma wasn't making it no better. She letting me go outside. Sheesh, man.
You would probably read the Dork Diaries. I feel like guys also read the Big Nate books, stuff like that. It's just that same type of category genre. And I would always
Nah,
get those
Diary of the
books
Wimpy
at the
Kid is peak.
Scholastic Book Fair too, bruh. Cause like, nigga, whenever that boy Jeff Kinney cooked up a book, I ain't gonna lie, niggas was on they seats, on they toilet, locked into them joints.
What you know about going in the book fair? Can't even get a book. Used to be going in the book fair just to look at what books they coming out with. Times, man.
I'm not gonna lie. But something that's also tough though is number 8. Realizing you'll never go pro in the sport you love. You know, as a man, I feel like this is actually the most heartbreaking thing you can go through. Because yeah, fumbling a 10 out of 10 is bad, but there will always be more fish in the sea. With your sport though, you only really get one chance at this. And once you finally had that moment of realization that you'll never go pro in your sport, whether it's basketball, football,
It's crazy. I don't think like that, bro. I really could have went pro. I probably still can go pro, but I don't. That's not a canon event for me personally. But I know it's canon events for people out there like who got like life-changing injuries or something happened to where they can't play no more. Or just they just ain't get the opportunity like the next person. So it depends on the person to say if it's a canon event. Well, to me, it depends on the person to say it's a canon event. Cause I mean, it really depends on situational and stuff like that.
ball. It's truly one of the most heartbreaking things you can ever go through. I remember I was a big basketball player back in middle school, and when I got to high school, I thought it was gonna be the same thing. And then one random day, Darius Garland pulled up to my local gym, and I realized very quickly that NBA was never gonna be a reality. But I was delusional, so I thought, you know what, maybe if I really ball out my freshman year, I can get some looks. You know, I could really go crazy in a good route leading up to my senior year. Well, I was a JV bench player, and I was good too. I was averaging like 20 points a game, but the coaches just didn't mess with me. But then I thought, you know what, maybe the coaches are just, you feel me, purely hating on me, which they were. But then I thought, you know what, maybe I need to transfer somewhere to get more PT. Maybe that's what I really needed. And then I realized that I was never gonna grow past the height of 5'9". Yeah, I haven't grown since freshman year. So yeah, I'm basically trying to say I'm fried. But every man
Damn.
has to go through that phase to realize you're just a regular guy. Just because every motivational speaker tells you that you can do whatever you want in this life doesn't mean you actually can do it. I'm just keeping it real. Because I'm sorry, buddy, if you're 5'4" and you're trying to be an NBA basketball player in this economy, in this league, I'm gonna be honest, brother, we have Wimby's playing point guard, bro. You're not Muggsy Bogues, bro. Another tough realization that we've all been through. Realizing that you're in the friend zone. And I don't care who you think you is. We've all been in this category. As a guy, we've all thought once, if we were a good enough friend to a girl, that she would eventually crack and decide to settle down with us. But another canon event that we've all been through is realizing that that's not how life works.
Nah, again, you doing that all wrong. Talking about trying to be the friend of crack. Nah, brother. That's not how the game go. That's not how the game go. Hey, I can't get y'all to run down there like that because I got a girl, but hey, just know that's not how the game go. You never try to be their friend to crack, first of all. Nah, that's simp activity.
As a matter of fact, she actually knows that you like her. Yeah, he doesn't care, and she'll still use you for free car rides, free money.
If she ain't messing with you, like if she ain't messing with you enough, first of all, before anything, don't offer spending. Like if you don't know her like that, you just start talking. Don't buy nothing. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Spend money. Don't spend money at all. Spend money come like when y'all get locked in, locked in. Never spend money. No matter what nobody tell you. Never spend no money on no girl you just met. Unless y'all really ready to take it off to that level, never spend money.
Free food and free
Cause
attention. This is one of the
if you spend money, bruh, they gonna use that against you. All right, they gonna be like, boom, all right, he buy me something the first time. Maybe I'm gonna just keep him around. Like when I want some food or something, I'm gonna just entertain him, not do nothing with him. When I want some food or something, buy me some. If I want this, I ask him and he get it. Bam. Now you gonna be stuck. Then eventually, once you stop paying for stuff, giving her money and stuff like that, she gonna stop talking to you. So you might well save yourself the trouble and not get none of that. Don't spend no money. If she ain't messing with you without spending money, then that should tell you enough.
toughest realities we had to learn as a man, but every man has to go through it. I remember I was 13 and there was this girl I liked and she broke her foot. So I offered literally carry her around the school because we were just good friends. She ended up She actually ended up getting pregnant by another guy at 13, but that's a different
It's
story.
crazy.
Another pain that we all had to go through is going to the bathroom in a public setting and not knowing the urinal roll. And every single guy watching this video knows exactly what I'm talking about. I remember as a kid, I was at my school, and it was like a student teacher day or whatever, I don't know. And for some reason, the parents were on campus. And I walked into the bathroom, and there was a grown-ass man using the left urinal. And the middle and right one were open. And according to the urinal rule, if there is 3 urinals, you have to use the left, you have to use the right, and it's the center one, it's the only one available. You wait your turn. Unless they have blockers and binders where you don't gotta see another man's pee. But as a kid, I didn't know that, so I ended up using the middle one right beside him. And I remember to this day, the look that this man gave me was a look of absolute disgust. I'm not gonna lie. And as soon as he got done pissing, turned to me, patted me on the back, and said, "Son, heads up, whenever you use the bathroom, you never piss right beside another man." I've never seen that man ever again, but I thank that man for truly changing my life. But this is one
That
of
boy
those rules
crazy.
that once you learn it, never forget it, or else niggas will clown you. Something else that we've all been through in the bathroom, though, is being around that one kid who decides to just pull down his whole pants just to take a little piss in the urinal.
Fact, that bit had that bit all the way to their ankles, boy. Like, man, they ain't never that deep. Like in elementary, brother, used to walk in the bathroom, nigga, pants, shorts, whatever they got on, all the way to the ground just to piss. Then got the ass, man. It used to be crazy, bro, especially in elementary, cause you know kids didn't like at that time the mind it wasn't like developed and all that, and people really ain't care. But it was like, bro, then it'd be like a whole bunch of them like that. Like when you walk in the bathroom, it's like, bro, for real?
Elementary school, brother, this one was horrible. Usually it will be the special ed kids, but at the same time, it's like, brother, please have some common sense. That's such a great statement. And usually they would be farting too, and they would just stink. And but at the same time, we've all done it when we was younger, and then we
Oh
had
no,
a
I
grown
never
man
done
walk
that.
into the bathroom and instruct us to never do that again, and then we changed our ways. Something that we haven't changed as guys is number 11 or 12, I don't know at this point. Putting your hands in your pants for warmth on an ice cold freezing day. This one I know we've all done. I'm actually doing it right now. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
be
And no matter
busting
if you want to
that.
be honest or
I
deny
ain't
it,
gonna
we've all
care,
done
but
it.
I
Let's just
be
keep it real. And it's amazing. It's one of the
cooling.
most
You feel me?
sensational feelings ever. You get to put your hand next to life. It's amazing. I don't know. It's just vibey. Here's the thing with this stuff. You gotta be very careful where you do this act, because doing it while nobody's around is cool.
No,
But
bro,
if
you
you're in
don't
a
put it
crowded
inside your
room,
drawers. You
space,
gotta
and you
just put
just
it
got your
inside your
hands in your
shorts.
pants, like, brother, who raised you? That's where the creep allegations come in, and you don't want that. They don't understand, but at the same time, let be classy. But speaking of balls, the next canon event that we've all been through is chilling around the house playing GTA or Fortnite or something, and then all of a sudden, randomly, you just feel a sharp pain in your balls, and you just start clenching them. You start grabbing them. You start praying to God because you think that you'll never have kids again. You start wondering if you have cancer, or maybe you got an STD, or maybe if you gooned too much. I don't know what you did. And then after it goes away, you immediately get on your knees and pray to God, promising him you would never jerk off again if he heals your pain. And then 3 nights later, you end up jerking off again. But hey, game is game. But after you goon, you get a negative feeling. You feel shame. You promise to God you will never do it again, yet you feel defeated. See, this right here is what we call post-nut clarity, which is the next canon event, and
That's posting
probably
that
the
clarity to
most
yourself.
popular one. Because the only
Gooning
time
and
that
stuff
you
like
won't
that.
feel
Gotta
this
chill,
is
gotta
after the
chill.
first one you do. Back when you were most likely younger, which is sick, honestly. It's sad that so many little kids are gooning, but it's whatever, I guess. And after that first goon, you felt alive. You felt like you just discovered the greatest thing on earth. Then after that second one, you really quickly realized that you just formed and started an addiction that you'll be very lucky to get out of. There's downhill, and you just keep on getting more downhill until you eventually stop and become a better human being, which a lot of y'all haven't done. Let's just keep it real. At the same time, though, you will never escape post-nut clarity, even though I had one homie who did it like 10 times a day, and apparently he just stopped having it, but he also looked very depressed, so
10
I
times a
think he just
day
had
is
it permanently.
crazy.
You already
Nigga,
know what I'm
me
finna say,
numb.
though. Game is game, jizzle is jizzle, and don't fiddle your pickle. Let's get to it. But it's a part of being a man, and game is game, and that's just how life is. When you retain that, though, you will get superpowers. Powers that would never be feasible to that average gooning man. And you do that as soon as you get into the next canon event, aka semen retention. Every single man has gone through this. I don't care what y'all say. We've all gone through semen retention. We thought that by holding our seed, we would turn into spiritual soul or something. In all reality, you kind of do. I'm not gonna lie. You kind of get superpowers. You feel like you can move mountains, start thinking more clearly. You start getting more ideas.
Nah, bro, it's only when you do it with just going around just having sex with different girls, then you start feeling like that. But like if you with one person and you're like genuinely locked in and stuff like that, it's different. And like and y'all match each other energy and stuff like that, it's different than just going around having sex with. other girls and stuff like that. So just know it's different when you find somebody you locked in with and y'all, you know what I'm saying, getting y'all business. You ain't gonna ever feel like you ain't gonna ever feel depressed or nothing doing it with the person or stuff like that. Other than opposed to just going knock down somebody just 'cause you horny or whatever. But yeah, it's
There's
different.
really no negative to holding your seat. And then we eventually all fail. But at the same time, we keep on going. But the first time you go on this path, you think you're a superior human being, though. You think you're better than everybody because you can hold your seat. And you call all of the regular 1 to 2 time a week gooners peasants in your eyes. You think they're just weak, inferior beings. And that's just how you will think until you eventually become one of them again. Game is game. But the last canon event I want to talk about is video games falling off as you get older. This one's more of a maturity thing. As you get older, I don't know if it's just me, but like video games just aren't as fun anymore. Like the only games I play now is NCAA, and it's really just to cool down and just to beat my friends. I'm not gonna lie, I can't get immersed in a game nowadays like I did back when I was younger.
Storytelling games, the campaign games still be lit. The query, that mother fire. I ain't gonna count that mother fire. Hey, bro, if y'all see that, I need some which color games to play, campaign games, like story modes. You know, I like stuff like that. I play 2K. I don't really play Madden. I play college football, uh, GTA, Fortnite, Black Ops, Call of Duty Warzone, multiplayer, all that. But I like campaign games too. They lit. If y'all want to see me like stream some of them, look, drop them in the comments. I need to find some fire one. I saw Elderly Range, but hey man, I don't think I can get into that. I ain't gonna cap. I never tried, but I don't think I can. But I mean, bro, Fortnite though, man, I be playing Fortnite, bruh. They got the Sweats of Doom on there, bruh. I'm patched now. Like at first I was good, but I could win the game here and there, but after a while, the sweats come out. The sweats come out.
Maybe it's because I got responsibilities, or maybe it's just because games fell off. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of sad. Hopefully, GTA 6 can bring that back out of me. But until then, we
Yeah,
will see.
GTA
But I
6
feel like
gonna be
every man kind
hard.
of goes through this. And if you didn't, shouts out to you. But hey, go ahead and tell me anything I missed. If you like this video, go tap into my streams. They're very entertaining. So I'll be doing yaps, vlogs, challenges. It's crazy. It's fire.
Hey man, W video man. Hey, if y'all wanna watch this video, go to One Cloud Nine, his channel right there. But man, W video man, it was a W video. I ain't gonna cap. He had a lot of good pointers in there. Hey, bro, like I said in the beginning of the video, like if you see that, like if you never came across none of them feelings, then try to avoid them. But if you do, just remember that feeling will be stuck with you for the rest of your life now. But with that being said, man, that's it with this video. If you like it, like, comment, subscribe, man. And I'm gonna catch you on the next one, and I'm out.